We are in the energy of a Mars square Pluto in the sky that becomes exact on October 8th. But not only that, we are in the waning phase of the moon, so releasing, losing some light towards a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra on October 14th. So my experience with malefics is that the solution is within the problem. You have to give the malefics what they want without self-sabotaging yourself and without harming others. I am just cleansing the timeline right now because I feel like we all fucking need it. Let's break this down. And if you want to listen to the astrological transits in depth, Stephanie and I go over them in the October astrology forecast. You could find it on Awaken and Align, or her podcast, Stephanie Campos, I think it's called Daily Horoscopes. Okay, so Mars is the planet of anger, aggression, fighting, conflict, and it's an intense aspect to Pluto, which is all about power, dynamics, your fears and obsessions. So when these two malefics come into a square, it can be very triggering to your nervous system. It can bring up power dynamics, conflicts, and more importantly, your fears. Like I said, give the malefics what they want. Mars in the sign of Libra is debilitated. You are going to want to argue with somebody else. So Mars, you might need to move your body. You might need to actually get that anger out by exercising, dancing, kickboxing, boxing. That's a really good thing to do with Mars. I noticed with the later degrees of Pluto and Capricorn, I've been very drawn to going into caves for some reason. And it makes sense because Pluto represents the underworld, like the places that are hidden. And maybe you might feel inclined to go on a hike because Capricorn represents the mountain goat, and you might want to like release that energy through a good hike that ends up in a cave. We have those in New York, so I know I'm not going crazy here. Now, if you sense that you need to ground more, the first thing you need to do is to literally pause and shut up. Just sit with and take a deep breath, release, and do some kind of tapping or rocking back and forth, humming, chanting, singing. I really like doing this or tapping my body just so I can get my body into a grounded state. If you want to get deeper into these somatic practices, I highly recommend My Grandmother's Hands by Resmaa Menakem. I'm honestly praying for everybody to just have peace and calm as we move through these very tumultuous times.